All right, welcome to the call, guys. What we'll be talking about now is the King Kong Matrix and how beneficial it is. And really, as I listen to others, I was just listening to Steve Harvey, and he talks about how faith works. And faith is really, you have to let go and really truly believe. It's you have to really embody that. I think a lot of times in this industry, that what happens is in network marketing is we operate out of the fear of what we think others will say, what we think others will feel, what we think how others will respond. That is a place of fear, and not to get all preachy about it, but a guy can't operate in that space. I mean, you're already dictating the path by which you choose it to go. So when I listen to messages like that, when I listen to people speak like that, people who have seen the bottom, right, who have really understood what it means to be at your absolute wit's end and yet still have the faith, the hope, and the belief. And more importantly, the most important word is the work ethic to bring about change, right? So this is what brings me to the excitement that has been generated throughout the King Kong Matrix. It's different. And we'll be hearing a presentation about how this thing works. We'll go, Ms. Camille Young will go over the operations of the comp plan and how it works and what it all means. But then I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and just how, I have been gracefully successful in this industry. But more importantly, I want to talk about the philanthropic elements embodied within this comp plan that has created a momentum that can spread throughout this world if we let it. If we let it. And then I'm going to give you some tips on how you too can achieve that same momentum within your own teams and your own downline, and I think that's where the missing element is. And you have to ask yourself, are you holding you back? Are you holding your team back? Are you overthinking this? Is it too complicated? Or are you making it complicated, right? I want you to ask those questions as you listen to this presentation. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about some of those things, right? Because I can promise you, if you're not winning in this one, then you're truly not seeing it for what it is, right? It's like being in a bad relationship. You've been in so many bad relationships that you're kind of a little skeptical about the future relationships. Well, we call that getting in your own way. So we'll be talking about that. But first, before we do that, I want to give Miss Camille Young, the brains behind the operation, who has followed this thing almost since its inception, and give you some inside tips as to how it all works, and give her an opportunity to make a presentation. With that said, Miss Camille Young, you got the flow.
Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you are having a fantastic day. And if you are not, it's about to change. Okay. I did want to just say a couple of things about that video. Change your altitude when you change your attitude. I actually needed that message today. And I actually can experience that right now with you live. I'm changing my altitude. I'm rising to a different level right now because I'm changing my attitude, because I'm here with you about to share an opportunity that will change not just your altitude, but your overall life, and not just yours, but the world's. And it can, and it's up to us to make sure that that happens. One other thing I wanted to say: ask, believe, receive. And we have not because we ask not. I mean, I have always said, it can never hurt to ask, right? What's the worst a person can say? No. But imagine the alternative. Imagine everyone saying yes. And that's one thing I know Wesley's going to dig into when he comes back, is tell you how nobody is telling him no. And we want that for all of us. So let's get into it. King Kong Matrix. King Kong Matrix is chock full of 5 matrices. And the product that King Kong Matrix actually gives when you get involved in this platform is it gives you a crypto alert per month for life. Each matrix gives you 1 crypto alert per month for life. Now, if you just got into one matrix, 1 alert may not seem like a big deal. If you didn't know who was giving that alert. King Kong Matrix was actually created by David Lisiaga and other visionaries, those who bought in early on. And David Lisiaga has a reputation for making people thousands on his crypto alerts. Just one of those crypto alerts can make you thousands, well above what it will cost you to get involved in the King Kong Matrix. So it has 5 matrices. Each one gives you 1 crypto alert per month as you get active on that matrix. And then it gives you access to something else if you're active on all 5. It gives you whitelist opportunities. And some of us on the call may not know what whitelist opportunities are, but let me tell you, this is how I describe whitelist opportunity. Someone that I know who's into business, pretty successful, knocks on my door and says, hey, Camille, I'm about to launch this business and we're going to have a product that we're going to be selling for $100 a piece. But guess what? Because you're you, because I know you, because you're here, I'm going to let you get in at $5 and get into this opportunity for $5, an opportunity that per unit is going to be going for 100. What does that mean? I just 20x my money. I just 20x my money by having a whitelist opportunity, an opportunity before anyone else knows about it to get in at a discount. That's whitelist. King Kong Matrix not only has the early access, but they're tied and connected directly to a marketing team that has launched several coins to 9-figure market cap. And what does that mean? That means it's on the map. That means coinmarketcap.com has them on their top 50. And what's on their top 50 right now? We got Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, all the ones we're familiar with. Well, this marketing team rolls out coins that we have never heard of before that are about to be the next Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. That's the product. And it stands on its own. It's worth getting in just for that. But I got more for you. So when I said you get 1 alert per month for life, I want to reiterate that on each one of these slides as I tell you what the buy-in for that matrix is. So we're on the first matrix, Gelada Matrix. The buy-in is 25 cents. 25 cents. I said it yesterday, the day before, and I'm going to say it again. I feel like we could literally end this Zoom right now by sharing with you an opportunity that costs 25 cents one time for 1 position on this matrix. And it will provide you, if you do the work, if you ask, believe, and are opening your doors to receive, can give you a total payout of $335,544 for 1 quarter. 1 quarter. And the payout per position, what builds you up to that 335,000 is half a penny. And I know, you hear half a penny, you hear 335,000, you think years. You think that's not possible, but it is, because it's per position. And at 25 cents, this will help you to, understand the magnitude of positions versus people. At 25 cents, ask yourself this. If you had a chance at $335,000 for a 25 cent position, how many positions would you get? Would you get 10, 100, 1,000? I mean, if we think about 1,000 positions, that's $250. How many platforms have we all been in? How many programs, how many businesses have we invested in that have cost us way more than $250 one time? I can count about 10 that I've been in the last 12 months. So 25 cent position will give you a chance at 335,000. And I just want to go over to the table real quick. We've got levels 1 through 25. This is a 2x25 force matrix, and Wesley will get into all of the details of what that means. 2x25 force matrix, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about it right now. Your Excellency, I'm glad you are navigating on this slide, but I'm seeing a few lines pop up. Can we try not to touch the screen? Thank you. We've got levels 1 through 25. In the next column, we've got positions per level. So you come in level 1, you bring in 2 people, or you buy 2 positions, your level 1 is filled. And if you think about all the people you know who would duplicate you and buy 1,000 positions or 100 positions or 50 positions, it's not as many people. It's not really that much work. Everybody has a quarter. And if they don't have a quarter to use for themselves, or they don't have a quarter to give to someone else, they know somebody who has a quarter to use for them. Nobody should be saying no to this opportunity. It's too good, it's too discounted. So let's go to the second matrix. Langer matrix. The buy-in is 50 cents. 50 cents with a payout per position of a penny. And a total payout for this entire matrix, move that up a little bit, $671,000. Again, we could stop right now. Everybody should be knocking down the door to get in. 25 cents, 50 cents, we're at 75 cents right now for an opportunity at $1 million. $1 million. I don't know if you're hearing me. 75 cents, 1 million, and the payout per position, 1 penny. One thing I'd like for everyone to do is to look at what 1 penny doubled every day will give you in 30 days. It's actually more than this payout. So if you get 1 penny and you double it, if you get 100 positions on Langer Matrix and you go double yourself and get 2 people who do what you do, and then they go double themselves and get 4 people who do what they do, you got 671,000 in no time. Easy. How many people do we know who have 75 cents? Let's go to the Macau Matrix. The buy-in is $1. $1. I just bought McDonald's yesterday for my son. It cost me $18. I could have gotten 18 positions in the Macau Matrix and basically 18x that total payout at the bottom of $1.3 million. And where are we now? We got 3 matrices so far, and we're at over $2 million just for a $1.75 investment one time. And each one of these matrices is giving us a crypto alert that's going to probably 10x our money in one purchase. The money is falling all over the place. The bags are dropping all around us. We need to be in position to grab them. This payout per position is 2 cents. Double that for every 30 days, every day for 30 days, and see how much you get. So duplicate yourself instead in King Kong Matrix. Let's go to Matrix 4. Matrix 4 is the baboon matrix. We have the buy-in of $5. Right now, what are we at right now? $6.75. Total payout of $6.7 million. We're at 10 million right now, adding up all these matrices. And on this one, the payout per position is 10 cents. Double a dime every day for 30 days and see what you get. Duplicate yourself every day for 30 days and see what you get. You will actually get the bag. You will change your altitude. You will be receiving at a level that we probably can't even imagine, although we need to start imagining it. We need to start visualizing it. This is our time for this bag. Let's go to the last and final matrix. On this matrix, this is where you will end up getting 5 crypto alerts per month. You will get whitelist opportunities, that discounted entry that I talked about. $10, $10 for 1 position on this matrix. Add that to the other ones, we're at $16.75, y'all. We are at the cost, even less than that McDonald's I purchased yesterday. $16.75, but on Mandrill it's $10, buy-in one time. You get 5 crypto alerts per month for life, and the payout per position is 20 cents. Total payout on this matrix, 13.4 million. 13.4 million. Add all that together, we're at about $22 million, if not more, for $16.75. There's a couple of sweet spots with King Kong Matrix that I haven't mentioned yet. I mentioned it's a 2x25 force matrix. But what I didn't mention is that when you introduce this and share this with the world, and you bring in everybody you know for $16.75 or 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents, whichever variation you choose, and they duplicate you buying multiple positions, when you do that, they can't leave. They automatically get upgraded if they haven't gotten active on the next matrix. Just like many of us who've been in a number of different opportunities, we invest in people, you know, we all excited about this opportunity. We bring masses of people, investing in them, sometimes even fully sponsoring them into the opportunity. And 30 days comes by when now they got to actually do it for themselves, and they quit. And when they quit, when they leave, they take our investment with them. So now we got to start it over again. This sweet spot in King Kong Matrix is that can't happen. Whoever you bring in follows you, and the system makes sure it follows you through automatic upgrades. And Wesley can discuss a little bit more about that in a second. So no longer are you having to refill that well. All we're doing now is completely overflowing the well, because we've got a world of how many billion people right now? And most of us have at least a quarter to jump into King Kong Matrix. So it's time now for us to start to ask, for us to start to believe that we deserve this $22 million and do the work to get it. It's time for us now to create our own table to sit at, for our own feast to eat off of, so that we don't have to keep asking somebody else to do it for us. And with that note, I'm wrapping up the 5 matrices. Does anyone have any questions before I hand it over to Mr. Hunter? I don't see any messages in the chat. So with that said, I will hand it over to the builder himself. He says, I'm the brains and I followed this thing from the beginning, but let me tell you what, Mr. Hunter is going ham, and everyone on this call should want to keep up with him, okay? Everyone on this call should want to duplicate what he's doing, because he is not leaving any stone unturned. He is not leaving any corner not visited. He's making sure this word gets out to as many people as he can, and that's how he's going to get to that 22 million bag. Mr. Hunter.
Thank you. So, you know, there's many reasons that I'm really excited about this comp plan, you know, and I'll talk about that and share some visions. And, you know, you kind of ended it on the right note. It's a retention issue. I'm going to be honest. You know, I love network marketing. I love people. I love recruiting. I love building. I mean, I just do. I love it. When I'm not doing it, I don't feel right. Like, you know, but I know that's not the truth for everybody. So having been in network marketing now for 2 years, right? What I see is that, you know, the reason why this one, okay, having been in network marketing for 2 years, there's that, I guess the most stressful part of network marketing in this journey, which I'm still excited about. Don't get me wrong. I'll be here 5 years from now. I'll be here 10 years from now. I'm not going nowhere. So, you know, I'll be here. But the most stressful part is having to reach out to those people who are to be on the same journey and to share the same goals, those like-minded thinkers who you spent so much time trying to reach and bond with. Now you get them and they're part of the team, they're part of the family, they're part of the circle. And then, you know, it's like they, us get to a point where we don't realize that this is a family tree. And that, for instance, I'm going to use this as an example as I dive into the difference. When one person doesn't pay their account, it can affect ranks going up many levels. And so the person that didn't pay the account says, well, I don't care. What they got to do with me? You know, and so it's that selfishness, it's that struggle that need to communicate with that person the importance of them doing their part. That it's one of the most stressful parts, because here's this, and you know, my team knows I'm very big on the fact that we are a family. It is love, right? And I'm not the person that says, well, okay, you didn't pay your subscription, get out of here, you know. But at the end of the day, it becomes a battle of your love and compassion for the person, your feel of connectivity with the person, and yet their self-concern or self-regard affecting the value of the team, if that makes any sense, right? So why is this one different? You don't have to do all that. I mean, when I saw that part, I'm being honest, that was the one for me. It was a no-brainer for me. Like automatic retention, no having to chase people, no having to beg people to do their part. You know, of course, you want people to do their part, they'll do better for themselves. But guess what? In this one, you don't care. I mean, well, you care, but I shouldn't say, it doesn't matter. That action or inaction only affects them. It doesn't affect the whole. It doesn't affect the group. It doesn't affect all of us. What do I mean by that? See, whereas I talked about how in normal network marketing experiences, 1 or 2 accounts can go inactive and it can affect so many other people's earning ranks and whatever, right? It becomes almost a desperate plea that hey, please, can you pay your subscription, please? You know, or you have to immediately start looking for their replacement. You know, with this, let's say, you know, we talked about the auto upgrade from 25 cents. Once a person signs up for 25 cents, honestly, you're right, you got to look at that. You don't need to talk to them. They can disappear. You may never speak to them again. That account is going to forever be active. Now, the difference is because they came in at 25 cents, it's going to take a little while longer for that account to mature, right? It's like planting seeds, if you will. And I'll talk about that in a second. But what I mean by that is it's going to take a little while longer at a half a penny a piece, and the person's not doing any building, any recruitment. Yeah. Okay, it's going to take a little while longer for that count to achieve 50 cents. But the moment that it does, it's going to trigger upwards. And then once it achieves $1, that account will be triggered upwards. Each time that it does, commissions will go out to everybody, you know, in that family tree. Having said that, let's say, well, what if that account makes $10? It's more than just 50 cents. Well, see, that's what I mean. That person's inactivity, that person's lack of being engaged, that $9.50, the company gets to keep that. That's on him or her. They don't want to do their part. The only one losing in that scenario is them. They don't have an effect on the whole of us, if you will, right? So that's an exciting point. But, you know, I was listening because I know Mr. Mill Young likes to talk about the power of the compounded penny. So I actually looked it up while she was speaking, right? And so it says, if you ask the average person if they want to have a penny doubled for 30 days or $2 million, they are likely to take the 2 million. But it's a tricky question. Doubling the penny doesn't sound like it would amount to much, right? Well, at the end of 30 days, that penny is worth $5,368,709.12. And then Albert Einstein made a quote: compounded interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. So this is not, in essence, the compounding of the penny. I think that, you know, the reason why Ms. Young highlights that is because we need to understand the value of the penny. And it's important to know some people are going to make crazy money in this opportunity. They're going to make crazy money. And some people are not going to make very much at all. And you know the difference? The difference is going to be how engaged they are. Because the truth is, if you only got a 25-cent account, you got to, you know, even if you got a 1675 account, you're not really engaged. You're not really doing anything. It doesn't seem too inspiring. You know, your account made $9 in the last week. You're thinking like, what's $9, right? That ain't even a full tank of gas no more, right? So the point is, that person is going to be a little bit more lackadaisical and not really totally engaged in or see the total value of what this opportunity is, right? And I'll talk about some of those strategies. But more importantly, I want to get into some other elements of this comp plan and what's really got Wesley overjoyed with excitement. What makes this one so different? We've heard it all before, Wesley. Well, the truth is, the low entry point and the philanthropic nature of this comp plan is just something that sets very well with me, right? And so in that, I am using a different building structure than what is being taught. And I'm doing it for a reason. I have a long-term vision. I have a long-term vision for, what King Kong is and what it could be. I'm not doing a short-term run for the quick money grab. I really have a long-term vision. And what that vision is, it's interesting to note. We had a guy signed up with us the other day, from Pakistan. The guy didn't speak a lick of English. Miss Young was literally going to Google, right? I don't know what she was doing, how she was doing it, but she was running back and forth and reinterpreting the language in order to send this guy through the process of a sign up and explain to him the value of what we were doing. This guy was in Pakistan, looked like he was sitting in the middle of the desert in the middle of the night. Like, I mean, seriously, sitting in the desert in the middle of the night is what it looked like. I don't know that that's what it was, but I'm like, wow. Because here is the thing. This has worldwide reach. The philanthropic element that's embodied in this has a certain magic of its own. And it's a magic that I don't think people are totally clued into because they're looking at the comp plan. How do you make the most money in the comp plan? Very simple, right? Is you find 10 who get 10. That's how you make the money. You're going to make the money. Ain't no doubt. Now, what do you mean? Well, Wesley, if I bring 10, what if 5 of them don't do anything? Well, the goal is, I don't care if you sponsor 30. The goal is you only need 10 of them to duplicate you. So if you had to bring in 30 in order to find your 10, then that's the goal. That's the way this comp plan is set up. Okay. It's what I call a accountable build. In other words, you sponsor them all, and since they come in at such a low price point, it's like, okay, now what are you going to do? Those who want it, those who see it will do their part and everybody wins. Perfect. I get that. I see that vision, but I also know that the long-term struggle of that. See, this is how I'm looking. This is my vision. And I can be clearly wrong. I always say I can be clearly wrong because most of the heavy hitters in this industry would tell you I'm absolutely wrong. So in full disclosure, like I've never met every heavy hitter I've had this conversation with would tell you I'm absolutely wrong, right? And they will argue the point of why. And that's how they became heavy hitters. Don't get it twisted now. But I have a vision, especially in this comp plan, that I think, really should be considered. And I said this the other day, even with David Lisiaga on the call, I really have a different vision for this. Because the reason why is if I sponsor 10, if I sponsor 20, if I sponsor 30, 40, 50, 100, as they usually say, use your link 100 times before you pass your link. If I do that, my concern is that now I'm going to be in a situation where I'm now having to teach them to get their 10. I'm having to encourage them. I'm having to motivate them. I'm having to push them, right? Or I'm having to build that 10 for them in order to make this thing work. And see, that becomes it's almost like a handicap. It's like it's spoiling people because now it's either that or I cut them off and move on. I got a choice. Well, screw it. He don't get it. I'm gone. Right. Those where it lands for me. So what do I see that's different? What I see with the philanthropic approach that I'm using and how I'm building it is very clear. I've talked about it before. I am literally using everybody's link going straight down for a reason. Is that going to get me to the bag quicker? No. Is that going to make me more money? No. But what it will do is inspire those people who have not yet been inspired. And so I'll give you an example. I was looking at someone in my downline, and this person had recruited based on the name, I don't know the person that they recruited, but based on the name, it looked like an African name. And yet there was nothing under that African person. The African person is a direct. The African person has nobody who has yet been signed up under him. So what does that say? Hopefully this person, this African person, will understand the value of what this opportunity is, and they'll go about and tell the world. That's the hope, right? And if they don't, then, hey, it doesn't really matter because the account stays active and, hey, on to the next episode, right? Eventually, you will find somebody who gets it. And that's the way that comp plan is built. That's the way, exactly how the King Kong protocol. I'm divorcing myself from that protocol because I know, like most people who have been through troubled roads, and especially those people who are in desperate economies, they need something they can believe in. They need something to help push them into their faith, right? Because faith can be hard to hold on to after you've seen so much. Lord knows I know that. It's easy to have faith when we're sitting in a group, in a room with people, and we're all shouting, and yelling. But it's a little harder to have faith when life has served you so much anguish. So for me, let me show you the difference. I'm going to say that African person that I was just mentioning. My goal and in my plan and the strategy I've been using is to build a chain of people going down, straight down, using each other's link. Why would I do that for some lazy guy who doesn't, or a girl who doesn't want it? Why would I do that? Why am I rewarding somebody who clearly does not want to do the work? There's a message in that. My hope, and I could be wrong. I'm going to keep saying it. I could be clearly wrong. I'm just sharing with you the vision of Wesley. My hope and my faith is that by me doing this, that person, I'm going to say this African name again, right, now looks in their back office and they see that they've earned something. Not a whole lot. But then all of a sudden, you know what happens when you start to earn something? And I know that because I first joined the industry, I wanted nothing to do with network marketing. But what got me involved was that, my upline called me and said, hey, you got, X amount of dollars in your back office. I'm like, you for real? Like, I think it was $250, I think she told me I had in my back office. I'm like, for real, how do I get to that? How do I log in? You know what I mean? So, because I was just calling her and she was doing all the placements. Well, long story short, as you can imagine, once the money's there, you figure it out. Now I was looking in the downline. I'm looking at the money, really. That's why I logged in. I looked at the money. But all of a sudden, I had an interest in checking that account every so often. I had a reason to log in and take a look, right? And so this caused me to dig around, start hitting a few other buttons. And finally, I started to understand what network marketing was. I started to really, some people get overwhelmed with charts or whatever the case might be. I'm one of those guys who really, I'm fascinated by the structure of a team build. So literally, I promise you, just about it, for the last couple of years, just about all day long, my screen is opened up looking at the downline, looking at where the strengths are, where the struggles are, who could help who and how. I mean, I really am fascinated by that stuff. It's like looking at the genealogy tree, your family tree, because that's what it is. It's the great-great-grandparent, the grandparent, and on down, right? And so we're all connected. And when I started to understand that and how, it was fascinating to see. So my point of the matter is what got me there? The money is what got me there. So if I can show, I'm going to give him a name at this point, John Paul West African, right? If I can get John Paul West African to look in his back office and now see that he's made $2 in the last 2 days, having done nothing. John Paul West African is going to be a little bit more encouraged to go by and tell people, like, hey, man, look at this thing. This thing is what? See, they become a walking billboard for what it is we're building. You see the vision? I don't have to call a bunch of people. I don't have to inbox a bunch of people because even though here in America, $2, $3 a day may not seem like much. Like I said, it's a half a cup of Starbucks, right? It's like, man, I put Just take $17 in that thing, and I look at the end of the month, all I made was $30, man. That stuff, man, I don't know, man. That thing ain't, cool. But to John Paul West African, to look in there and see how little it took and how much he was able to make, that $2, $3 a day can feed his entire family for a day. He's inspired. You see, this is what I'm looking to create. So, and I'm looking to develop leaders in different nations. I'm working with a leader, in Africa, Nigeria, Uganda. I got one in Trinidad I'm working with. I'm looking to develop these leaders to do their own opportunity calls, their own onboarding calls, where they can present this stuff at their own time zone, in their own language, using their own examples. Because I have the vision that this can be a resourceful tool to help add some strength, right? Or add some measure of grace to the struggling economies of the world. So when I see people, I was on a call last night. I was talking to a guy. Well, I don't remember where he's from. I had Bangladesh. I was talking to a guy from Bangladesh. Yesterday I spoke to a woman from Korea. Then I had another call with a guy from some part of the UK. He was from France, right? I mean, and so I am so excited to see so many different people, so many different cultures that are taking a look at this thing and seeing the philanthropic hope and vision of what this thing can bring. Now, having said that, of course, we have the crypto signals, an opportunity for people to earn and then invest just a little bit. And I can tell you, one of the stories to give you an example of what that means, right? I know one of the persons was telling their story of how they took and started investing, I think $100 at first, and then overall started to invest $200 in the different opportunities that the owner, David Lisiaga, has shared with them in the last year. And this person shared that, though it may not seem like a whole lot of money to some, I mean, this person was able to earn an extra $30,000 last year. But think about where that began. Think about where it began. So this opportunity is going to offer so many people the opportunity to earn residual income that does not go away. Like, the thing is built where it does not go away. I'm excited by that component, but it also is going to leave people an opportunity because it's not crypto education. And I want to be clear about that. These are not classes that you're going to attend, where people, it's just a crypto signal for you guys that they may not be totally aware of what that is. It's basically somebody who's involved in the crypto market giving you some advice about what they see. So we all know Bitcoin. Everybody knows Bitcoin. So it's kind of like a crypto advisor or whatever. We'll say an expert of that case, right? Somebody who's aware of the crypto market, just saying, hey, this is where I think the market is going to go. This coin, is one to definitely take a look at. This is what I expect. And in that, you'll have an opportunity to, jump on those trades yourself. That's what a crypto signal is, right? And then you get that one a month for life for just 25 cents and onwards and upwards, as Ms. Camille Young explained. And then the whitelist opportunities as well in level 5. Now, there are other unique components in this comp plan. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. We talked about the team building and the momentum and what that takes. But why are so many people excited about this comp plan? Because it's the one comp plan, honestly, that you can move with your money. You can literally move this comp plan with your money. And normally that meant spending your money to put in people who may not have the vision, who you can't even reach anymore. They disappear. In this, you have the ability to move the comp plan with your money by simply making purchases in your own back office. And I got JB on the call, so I'm gonna put him on blast. I seen he did it today. He went in his back office and he made it rain over his team. I saw that this morning, right? I'm like, okay, there you go. See, so what does that mean? By going in the back office, you can purchase a pack. So let's say you purchase 100. I'm gonna call them coins. They call positions. The true term is position. I'm gonna use the word coins just to give you the proper visual. But you can buy 100 coins or 100 quarters, if you will. And this being what appears to be a two-leg comp plan. And I say appears, and I'll explain why in a second. What it does is the moment that you make that purchase of 100 coins or quarters, it now drops those coins, those positions down. 50 will go under the bottom of your left leg, 50 will go on the bottom of your right leg, and it layers in and fills in all blanks. Everybody eats. See, it's a 2x24 matrix, okay? Well, what does that mean? There's 25 levels. There's you plus the 24 layers. So everybody gets to share some bit of that quarter that you just dropped down there. And the more the people who have money make it rain, the more money is made. The more people that are brought in on the recruitment side, the more money is made. So that's another unique point of this comp plan. For those of us who have been in network marketing, and we've heard the bantering cries, right? Why are you following that person around? They're just trying to make money. They just want to make money off of you, right? That's the bantering cry of many that don't truly understand how comp plans work or what parts they play and how we are a partner in this. It's, they just want to make money off of me. Well, guess what? This is a comp plan that takes away that mystery of what the upline is doing or not doing in their regard to help you. This is one comp plan where you clearly see, because when you make that purchase, that's how I know Javion did it, is when you make that purchase, you'll see in your back office. If you see, Javion, and you see a number next to it, number 25, number 26, number 100, 199, those are coins. All right. Those are positions that Javion has bought. He made it rain. So his downline sees, oh man, wow. Javion just, threw some coins under us. So you see the actions of the upline. So the upline clearly benefits from the recruitment of the downline and whatever takes place downstream. But in this case, you see clearly that the downline benefits from the actions of the upline as well. No mystery anymore. Very clear, right? So that's a very unique thing because in those, I don't want to recruit nobody for nothing. Wesley, that done took me down dark roads and hard horizons. Got you. Another uniqueness of this comp plan. You only need one person in order to max out your earnings throughout the entirety comp plan. Another reason why I built a leg down John Paul, West Africa. He ain't even tuned in. But guess what? His account, and by doing this, let's say, John, I ain't building for nobody that ain't around. Guess what? Because I'm building that leg down John Paul, West Africa, who ain't around no more, who's not plugged in, who's not checking his back office. I'm building for somebody who don't even want it, who don't get the vision. Well, guess what that does? That's going to help his account earn that 50 cents a lot quicker, even if he ain't around, which means that account is going to elevate quicker, right? Because now it earns its dollar. It's going to be upgraded automatically, even if he ain't around. So me helping John Paul, West Africa can be very selfish. It's helping me, especially if that's my direct. Because like Ms. Camille Young explained, you make a lot more money on the directs than you do on what happens. But here's the point, is that it's a situation where everybody truly does a little and everybody's able to eat in the matrix, right? There's just so many unique concepts that have been embodied in this. But you say, Wesley, I'm done. I'm not bringing a rabbit to the waterfront. I'm not doing it. Nobody wants it. Right? I already talked to the Lord about it, and they already told me don't talk to nobody. Fine. In this comp plan, you absolutely do not have to bring a soul. And you can still earn. How is that possible? Simple. Right? We have coupons in the back office. We'll talk about those. I think they're awesome. I think that's bad. Them coupons are something, a whole nother level of this game. But you can simply create a second account. Right. And I'm sure your leaders can tell you how to do it. It's not hard. We have groups set up where we're teaching people how to do it. But you can create a separate account and go in, use your link to create a second account for just 25 cents. You now have your direct one. You now have the ability to earn throughout the entirety of the comp plan. Like, this thing has just been made so simple on all levels. The builder, of course, get rewarded more. So if you see guys that are making hundreds of dollars and in some cases even thousands of dollars at this point, it's because they have been recruiting. The recruiter is working harder. The recruiter who's working harder is going to get paid more. The person who just created an account, right, and sat there is not going to make as much as the person who recruited and doing work. It just doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to be equal. The Lord or the world rewards the worker, not the waiter. I always say, are you waiting or are you working? If you're waiting, you're going to get what comes. If you're working, you're going to get what you deserve. It's real simple concept. And all those things are embodied. Marissa did ask, well, how do you do that? In talking about how to make it rain down over your downline. So there are what we call position. They're called position packs. I'm calling them coins. And you'll see that in your back office where you can buy packages in multiples of, I think they start at, 10, 50, 100, 250, 500, or 1,000, right? And that's coins or positions, as Ms. Young explained. It doesn't take as many people to max out the matrix. Like I said, what Javion did this morning, let's say he bought only 100 coins, right? What he bought was 100 positions, which helps to max out that number. So when Ms. Young was giving you guys the slide and talking about how many positions that it takes in order to max out the matrix, she's not talking people. What Javion would have done today by purchasing 100 positions would have added 100 quote unquote people into that matrix. See how it is? And when everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot. So imagine if 10 people went back there a day and just did that, spent $25 to buy 100 positions. That's 1,000 positions or numbers, people being added into the matrix every day for $25. Those people who can't recruit can increase their earnings by simply inspiring. Let's say you're not a recruit. You can't bring a whole lot of people, but you got some people under you that if they start to see this, the value of this, they might light this thing up. Or you might even have some people over you who are waiting to turn up. They're just waiting to see. So when you go in your back office and you make it rain a little bit, guess what you just did? You caused the people beneath you to earn. You caused the people above you to earn. And so why do I care about helping them earn? It's a force matrix. In a company-wide force matrix, as is what this is, whatever the person above you does, it's going to fill in whatever blanks that are beneath them. So, see, you helping them, now it helps you. Not to say that automatically because you made a $25 purchase, you're now going to get a direct. This ain't that. But the company-wide force matrix will definitely put people under you that you're not familiar with, and you will have earning potential as well from people you're not familiar with. And not without notice, David Liciaga has said that he was giving everybody an opportunity to reach out to the heavy hitters throughout the industry. Right? Because I can tell you it's not a difficult conversation for somebody who understands comp plans. So if you're caught in the low fruit on the tree, you're tripping. I say aim high with this one. Because anybody that understands the comp plan can see the simplicity of what this thing is and just how awesome it is. But he said he's giving everybody a chance, first off. And now he's about to he just announced that he's about to send out his email list. So he's going to be blasting the industry. And this guy's built teams of hundreds of thousands. So, and it's a company-wide force matrix. So anybody that comes through that will be sent into the rotator and dropped into different downlines. Are you waiting? Are you watching? Or are you working? Right? Now, there are other ways to increase your earnings in this. Oh, so let me go more specifically to answering that question, Marissa. Right now, I don't know if it's been fixed yet, but right now you're only able to make purchases of those value packs, as we call them, the coins, right? From the commissions in your back office. It's a pretty simple step to do, right? You just kind of go into the upgrade account section, and then you will see the different prices for the different packs. Then what you want to do is you want to go to where you have the downline menu and it says coupons. Then you want to go to create coupons. You go over and create a coupon for the value of the pack that you're about to buy. If it's $25, you just create a coupon for $25 in your back office. You then go down, look at coupons again, and you'll see your active coupons, right? It's a couple of little steps, but it's pretty easy to understand. And once you do, you'll get a coupon code for that $25. You now go through the checkout window in the upgrade account section and you make a purchase. And when it goes to your purchase, you simply put the coupon code in and that purchase goes right through. There's been no problem with that. Been very easy to do. I've done it 3 or 4 times already. So very, very simple system. It's just once you see it and understand it, create the coupon from your commissions to pay for whatever it is in the store window that you want in the upgrade window. All right. Now, it is being worked on and will be active soon to where you'll actually be able to purchase those packages directly from your MetaMask or crypto accounts. And you won't have to go through the steps of creating the coupons, right? But for right now, at least I'm not sure if that's been fixed yet, but that's been worked on. Now, the coupons, okay, so I want to talk about two parts of that. There's another chance, like when you guys sign up, we talk about the $16.75. We talk about the quarter, yada, yada, yada. But if you really want to max out your earning potential, if you say, well, Wesley, half a penny off of a purchase don't excite me, man, that ain't enough. Well, you have an option again to use your money to affect change. How do you do that? Very simple. We have a one position pack, the King Kong Protocol 1. We have a 5 position pack, which is a King Kong Protocol 5, and a 10 position pack. And I'm not sure how many more, but anyway, let's use those 3 as the example. What is a position pack and how does it work? And why are some people only paying $16.75, but some people are paying $167? What is the difference, Wesley? So the easy way to explain it is like, consider the King Kong Protocol 1 as you having 1 cup in each of the 5 streams. All right? You have 1 cup in each of the 5 streams. In your 25-cent cup, you'll be earning a half a penny. In your 50-cent cup, you'll be earning a penny. In your $1 cup, you'll be earning 2 pennies, onwards and upwards, right? It's what, 10 cents is what you're earning in the $5 cup. And then 20 cents is what you're earning in the $10 cup, because you have a 1 position pack. So anything that happens beneath you in those values of 25, 50, 100, $5 or $10, you will earn that much into your cup. Hope that's making sense. Let me know if that's confusing anybody. I'll definitely go back over it. So what the upgrade does when you get the King Kong Protocol 5 is you now have 5 cups dipping into that same stream. See, so now you're making a half a penny 5 times. Now you're making a penny 5 times. So you're 5xing your income based simply on your purchase. You do not have to have a different login to do this. This is your one account, your one login. You just multiply your earnings within that account, right? See how he's allowed money to move the matrix or the recruitment of people. Now, let's say you get the 10 position pack. What does that mean? You now have 10 cups in the 5 streams. So you're getting a half a penny times 10, onwards and upwards. See how you multiply that? So if you got a 10-cup package and you have somebody who signs up under you or somewhere in your downline and they purchase the $16.75 pack, let's just look at what that does. That person purchased the $16.75 pack, but you got 10 cups in that $10 stream. So you made $2 from that one purchase, even if they're not your direct. The big money is in the direct, though. Don't get it twisted. Big money is in your directs. So if you're bringing in a heavy hitter, you do want to try to use your link, especially for a heavy hitter, because you make a percentage of all of their commissions. It's a big deal, right? You don't want to just throw away the money now. Be aware of what you're doing when you make decisions that you make, because this is a force matrix. Understand, it's not totally selfish to have done it that way, because the truth of the matter is, even though you do it that way, right, and you use to keep the message for the direct. Yeah, I'm here on the Zoom right now. I'm sorry. But even though you keep the message for the direct, the link for the direct, that person, that heavy hitter, that recruiter, that person who's coming in and spending money, right, is also going to help to bring enrichment to your downline. Why? Because it's a force matrix. As they bring in people, those people, you're going to see those names falling up under your people. See, so even though you kept the direct in that case, right, as that person is buying position coins, right, or position packs, or as that person is doing the heavy recruiting, you're going to see that person's work product fall in under you and your downline. So it's not totally selfish, right? My only issue, and I'll make this very clear. If I'm bringing in a builder or somebody who's knowledgeable and able to handle this, man, I'm keeping that direct. Right? Or at least I will eventually. I will start to keep those directs, because it's like raising kids.
Not yet. I'll try one more thing.
So hold on. So it's almost like raising kids in a sense, right? And what do I mean by that? and I maybe shouldn't use kids, people can sometimes take offense to the analogy. But if I got a heavy hitter who knows what they're doing, who understands this industry, they don't need me. That's like if I had a son or a daughter who's old enough to now go out and live on their own. They don't need me, right? They get it. They can run. Put them in, let them run. Fine. Whatever else, whatever I happen to drop by and hand off, that's cool. But they ain't really tripping. They got this, right? Whereas if I have, and I'm using the analogy of kids, forgive me if it offends some people, because I know I've done it before and people have gotten offended. But the truth is, if I have somebody who I'm bringing in who doesn't really get it, who's not really plugged in, who, you know, is waiting to be shown, waiting to be convinced, that's like having a kid who's just not ready for the world yet, right? This person ain't ready. Now, I got high hopes. I'm hoping they'll get independent and be able to take care of themselves. That's the hope. That's the dream. But am I ready to put them out the house yet? You know, especially if I care about the person. Am I ready to just say, well, there, I'm going to give you my link, sit over there, and you'll figure it out eventually? Nah, I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to do that, right? So that's the person who I'll build in a chain to give them the hope, inspiration, and hopefully a connectivity that together those chains of people who are all waiting to be shown are now there showing each other, right? So that's my handicap line, if you will, right? So that's kind of how I'm looking at this thing, because my vision is that eventually it will take on a life of its own. The leaders in those different countries will do their own opportunity calls, their own onboarding calls, and they will take this thing and spread it throughout their nations and help as many people. So then at that point, all I got to do is check my back office, right? Because I can always add another direct. It's not like I got to get them all right now. I can always go back. Once I got those two lines running, boom, they running, they doing their stuff. I can always go add another direct. No timeline on that, right? So I'm taking the short money on the front end because I got a long-term vision. That's what I'm doing. I'm not telling everybody else what to do. Whatever you do is how you do, but just understand what it is that you're doing, you know? And because I would tell you, I have a person right now in my downline who actually paid for a pre-launch position, seed investor in the company. And this person doesn't understand why they're not earning anything. And, you know, I keep trying to explain to this person, you only have to recruit one or create another account. You will start to earn because they are in the force matrix, but they're not earning anything in the force matrix because they haven't taken the time to either purchase a spot for a quarter or bring one person in. Whose fault is that? There's no magic to this industry except that it has a magical effect on your life if you do the work, you know? And I'll end there to say, you know, some of you guys do know me. I did 30 years in prison before I joined network marketing, but I never had a victim spirit. I never needed to be shown anything or proven anything. All I ever wanted was an opportunity. I don't walk around thinking everybody's trying to scam me and somebody's going to do harm to me. I don't move in fear. Never have, never will. Not me. Not at all. When I saw this network marketing, what I saw was an industry that did not care about your background, that did not care about your struggles, and that would reward you handsomely if you simply did the work. And I don't mind working. I do not mind working, never have mind working. And all I ever asked was to be paid the value of the work that I do. And when I saw this, I'm like, man, let's go. Like, network marketing pays you crazily if you do the work. It's the second highest paid profession in America if you do the work. And it can be a little hard at first, right? And you guys will experience some of that. You know, it's like I always say, it's sort of like pushing a old stick shift. It seems impossible. You out there in the middle of the night, you pushing that thing, and man, don't nobody care about me, man. People just don't get it. You flagging people down, they driving by. They might honk the horn. You're like, oh man, you could have stopped. Right? That's how it feels. Everybody looking at you like you might be trying to rob them or something. It might be a trick. They driving right past you. That's how network marketing feels. You call to your friends and family, hey man, can you come? Oh no, man, my dog is sick. My cat just died and my car broke down. You can't call nobody. You out there on a lonely road in the middle of the night. That's how network marketing feels. Right? Can you send me $20 so I can put some gas in? Oh no, man, it's a bad time. But then you know what happens? We always say strangers will change your life. There's going to be that one person drive by, sees what you're going through. They turn around. They stop because they saw you working. They didn't see you waiting. If you were sitting in that car, just sitting beside the road, they kept going. They don't even know what the issue is. They didn't see you working. You were sitting there waiting. You inside the car because it's too cold, so you on your phone. You know, man, it's cold as heck out here, man. I don't know what to do. You a pity party, right? So that potential help drove right past you. But because you got out the car, because you were out there trying to push this thing by yourself, you know, John Paul, good citizen, that turned around and came back. You need any help? That's when the magic happens. That's network marketing. It really is. That's when network marketing happens, because that one person can help change everything for you. They get out. Now, y'all both struggling, right? Y'all both can't push this car. This car is not moving no matter what. Y'all holding on to hope. You know, he hungry now. You hungry. He cold. You cold. Y'all going through the rain, right? Y'all out here, though. But you know what happens? Somebody else drives by and see that you guys are doing the work. And then somebody else drives by and sees that you're doing the work. And then somebody else drives by and sees that you're doing the work. And all of a sudden, you got 5 or 6 people out there helping you to push that car. And then you better jump in that car, because that car going to take off. You have found your like-minded thinkers on this journey of network marketing, and I'm telling you, your life is about to change at rocket speed. But it doesn't happen if you're waiting. You have to do the work, right? And so I'll end with that thought, because I said I would share how it is that we've been able to develop groups with hundreds of people waiting. That happens out of a simple copy and paste message. It's crazy. Like, Wesley's had crazy success in this industry. And you would think people would just copy what Wesley do. And you would think, right? I know I do. I'd like to copy people. I'm a copycat. And like, but I'm sharing these messages. I'm telling everybody, use this message, use this message, use this message. Copy and paste it. You don't have to even recreate it. Just put your finger on it, copy that thing, paste that thing, send that thing. And those who are in some of my chats, right, especially if you're in an international chat, you can look. This proof is in the pudding. How many people have joined that group and said, I was invited by Wesley? Right? Very simple. And I'm giving you guys the same message. Copy it, paste it, send it, copy it, paste it, send it, copy it, paste it, send it, copy it, paste it, send it. While you're watching TV, while you're on the phone, chit-chatting, copy, paste, send it, copy, paste, send it. People want this, but they don't know you have it if you're sitting in the car waiting. See? Are you waiting or are you working? You know, and if I add that last bit of the thought, you know, God can't bless the work you don't do. I don't care how many times you pray about it. It don't work that way. You got to get out and do the work. You got to get out that car and act like you need help. Nobody knows you need help if you're just sitting in that car bundled up. You warm on your phone complaining to the world. You having your pity party in the tunnel. Yeah, this is crazy. Don't nobody care about me. I'm stuck on the side of the road. That's all I got. You know, hopefully I said a couple of things that make a difference, but I promise you this, man. You know, when everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot. But it's important that we all do our part. And as I always say, love the people and love what you do. The rest comes easy, right? Because it's out there, man. I can tell you, I have met some awesome people on this journey called life. And I've met some of the most amazing people that I ever could have wanted to meet right here in network marketing. So if everybody you're talking to is negative and they just don't get it and they don't see the vision, I would say you might not want to take too many more of those phone calls. You might want to change your circle of friends. You might want to look for people who are involved in network marketing. Because I'll tell you this, though it gets the bad rap that it gets, I have never met such big-hearted people as I have met in network marketing. It takes a lot to engage with the multiple personalities, and it takes a lot. I mean, even when we disagree, we yell, we scream, we holler, we fight. It's family. I will go to my grave a network marketer. I love it. I love people. I love what I do. I love the journey that we're on. Let's do our part to reach out and help as many people as we can to join us on this journey, right? With that said, that's all I got. Ms. Young, you have anything else before we wrap it up? Ms. Young, you there? Okay. So with that said, I do want to give one last moment to my inspirator, my inspirer, that person who always lights up the scene. Coach Creek, you on blast. What you got for us? Share a thought with us. You on the phone or something? Lucretia. This is my team, right? All right. So with that said, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We appreciate you guys joining the call.
Hold on. Let me step out the room. I got one thing I want to say. Excuse me. I'm at the gym. And I'm excited to be at the gym because I made a couple dollars in this matrix. So now I don't got to work that other stuff that I was doing so hard. Okay. It's freed up some time so I can try to work on my fitness goals. So I'm just going to hammer in this point. It's something I wrote down and I'm thinking about getting this as a tattoo. When we do what we do, as long as you stay on the journey, you plan to work and work the plan, you'll have fun along the journey. It's really not, I had one person tell me no when we first started, and it was because I told her she had to recruit, but I didn't know then that she could have just got one person or bought an extra position. And what I told her then on that call was, I don't want to work with anyone that's not willing to work anymore. Everybody, you know, Ms. Young always says, you can have a seat at the table. And every time I hear her say that, I think about who I want to eat with. You know the story of Chicken Little? When Chicken Little was like, not Chicken Little, that's The Sky's Falling, but the one that said, who will help me make the bread? And nobody wanted to help her get the flour or nothing. And then when the bread was done, everybody wanted to eat. Don't be those people that don't put in the work. Putting in the work could just be, you know, not only just inviting, but what about, you know, like you said, doing a Zoom calls or creating the email swipe or creating a better thing and translating it into your language or doing a YouTube video. This is fun, y'all. This is fun. You got to enjoy this journey. It's absolutely amazing. I have met so many new people in the past 7 days. It's not even funny. Ann Carter lives in the UK. I've been on the phone with that lady almost every other day. One of her friends came to visit her and she had me on the Zoom with that lady signing her up. Okay. So I just want to say, have fun with this because it is absolutely amazing and it does something extremely wonderful for your soul when you're able to help people. Have you ever felt that feeling that when you do something for someone else, it's kind of a little selfish because really it does more for you. It helps you to remember just how connected we all are. So I just want to say, make sure that you're having fun with this. Okay, that's all I got, everybody.
No, I definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. I mean, and it doesn't go without mention. This is the right spot at the right time. You know, we always talk about timing. You guys got in at the right time. There's no one else here. The lane is wide open. And you guys that know me when I do my team trainings, I'm gonna tell you, the key, you wanna know the key to my success, what got me here, right? Javion remembers right from the beginning, right? I'm gonna tell you, it's really simple. You know the key? Open your Zoom. You guys been involved in this as long as I have. What makes me the expert? Open your Zoom. Become the voice of something, right? The next key, duplication. If Wesley's doing a copy and paste message and it's bringing in hundreds of people, I think it brought like 200 people in the first 5-6 days, 4 days, whatever it was. If Wesley's doing this same copy and paste message and it's doing that, I wonder if I should copy that same message because I don't have but 2 people. Somebody doing too much thinking. All right. But anyway, we do got to wrap it up. Javion, I'm going to put you on blast again if you got something you want to say, and we're going to get out of here. You got anything you want to share, brother? I definitely appreciate you jumping on. For y'all don't know who he is, he's a heavy hitter in the industry. You know, he started a little while before I did, but he's definitely a recognized energy in this industry. So I always try to give homage and due respect to those who, you know, have followed us and been strong leaders. And he's definitely one of high regard and respect. Javion, have you ever heard me? All right, so I'm assuming that he doesn't want to speak or he can't hear me. Either way, we thank you guys for jumping on today, and we hope to see you guys tomorrow. How do I know if you're doing the work? You can say what you want, but how do I know? Everybody, join the call tomorrow. Same time, same link. Bring one person with you. And it could be a team member or a prospect. But if you're here by yourself, you ain't going to build this by yourself. Bring one person with you, right? In the meantime, just copy and paste the links. Send them to everybody that you know. Facebook, Messenger. You don't know anybody. You need to meet some new people anyway then. So let's get it done. Do the work. Scroll through, copy and paste the message, and you will see the difference. Do the work to wear the big shirt. Thank you all for joining. See you all tomorrow. Peace.